Brandon.
Okay.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Doug.
How does it feel to be a ghost?
Feels great.
It feels great. It does feel pretty great.
I'm a semi-public figure, so I'm not really a ghost, but
it's kind of amazing though when you have this like presence elsewhere and you're this weird ethereal being that's this time-stamped thing where you're current until the literal second you exist and then you immediately stop existing again.
That's a little deep.
Transient media is fascinating on like the second you abstract it from what it is because it's so weird.
Especially, like, I listen to a lot of current event podcasts, so it's funny, especially in the era of the Trump administration, for people on the podcast will literally be like, we're recording this Tuesday night, it's going to be published, like, Wednesday morning. The entire situation could change. We could be at war with Korea. It's like, we can't promise any of this information is going to be relevant by the time you actually listen to this podcast, because Trump... the news cycle moves at like nano speed now because the way the frickin' Trump administration.
It feels like you'll just see
everything.
a hooker like fly out of his office onto the front house lawn at this point.
And yet he wouldn't be removed from office.
No, of course not. He would be given a pat on the back and an award, a Pulitzer.
Oh, my nose! I should have took allergy medicine.
So, welcome everybody, Floating Upstream, episode 11. We're as fresh as...
Only episode 11, really?
It's episode 11.
Wow.
I had to double check because I was not sure.
I feel like we've done so many more. I think we've attempted so many more.
That's
probably what my thing is.
We keep having foils come up, and foils and foils. Mm-hmm. But to be fair, one of them was you sending me a text message saying, come down the street, we're throwing axes.
That's true.
That's a direct quote of what I received as a message.
It wasn't really the foil. Too many glasses of mead was really the foil.
That was the real...
To be honest, I will take full responsibility.
That was the Trojan horse that snuck its way into the podcast.
Because we came back, and I was here for probably 2 hours. We could have totally knocked out a podcast, but I was in and out of consciousness.
Well, I was going to say, you were conscious for about a third of that. And we also watched like a fuck ton of YouTube videos about Cardi B and
oh my God,
her ability to function.
Okay. That's pretty good. I can't do that. Pretty good.
I can barely do it.
Oh man, I wish I need to find every time I think of Cardi B, John Oliver made a hilarious joke on his show about it. It was funny.
John Oliver's a great person.
Mm-hmm. It was like Cardinomics, moving money in the macroeconomy. It was like really funny.
That's good.
For me, it was exactly my type of humor.
I like that. That's good.
Do we want to jump into movies, or I have a whole lot of... There's been a whole
lot of news. I think I want to talk about movies first, because I feel like we'll have less to say.
Okay, yeah, oh my gosh, the Movie Pass saga has been... Oh, I'm so excited to talk about the Movie Pass saga.
We'll get to that. That'll probably be the majority of the show, but, you know. What have you been watching, Brandon?
We both saw Avengers, correct?
Yeah, we both saw Avengers.
Not together, but it's okay.
I still dreamed of you while I watched it. I imagined you fading into ash as I was watching it.
We didn't see Love, Simon together either, and I got to...
Oh, did you finally watch Love, Simon?
I did not get to see Love, Simon.
Fucking fuck, Brandon!
Because the time... Because now it's in the, like... Now it's past its prime.
Now
so
there's
do
like maybe... There's like one theater still showing.
Yeah, one theater,
somewhere.
and they do like 2 showings a day, and they're never showings I can go to.
Yeah.
But... So I'll just have to wait to Redbox it or Netflix it or whatever,
I guess so.
Anyways, Avengers was... So I have... It was never really an issue before. And I guess... I wanted a little more clarity just because I haven't seen all of the different Avengers, Captain America, Thors, and blah, blah, blah. So I was a little lost on the storyline for me. I didn't quite know who all these characters were and like how they were in their current situations. So that was a little frustrating to me, but it didn't take away too much from the whatever, but
I'll say the plot of the
I'm not a
12-year-old
child, so like pretty lights and stuff isn't the only reason I go and see explosions and shit isn't the only reason I go to see the movie, and so I was lost on the plot, and that was a little distracting.
I mean, the plot itself was simple enough. If anything, like some of the setup and like where some of these characters are, you were probably a bit more lost on than the plot itself. Because the plot itself,
I guess, the plot itself, but
like without knowing anything and not spoiling anything, the director was directly saying this was going to be kind of a heist movie, and that's what it kind of is, you know.
I guess so. That's true. Because I had no idea who. I guess I kind of remember him. I had no idea who Vision was. I didn't really remember him. It took me.
He was Avengers 2.
Like a third of the movie. I didn't watch Avengers 2. So
it's not a good movie.
That would be why.
You didn't know Bucky.
It took me like a third of the movie, and then I figured out what's her name was Scarlet Witch or whatever. Mostly because they kept calling her real name.
Yeah.
They kept calling her Wanda, so that threw me off. But I got the red hands, and I kind of pieced together what comic book and whatever knowledge I know to figure out who she was. I had no idea who the heck was the guy in Wakanda that like lost his arm that had a machine gun.
That was Bucky.
Okay. I was like, he doesn't even seem like a superhero. He's just a guy with a gun.
So, he was... Well, I thought you saw Avengers 3. No, Captain America 3. Civil War?
I saw Civil War.
He was the villain of Civil War.
He was the villain?
Yeah, he was the guy that kept fighting Captain America and the Black Panther for a lot of the movie.
Oh.
Guy with the metal arm that kills the other super soldiers.
Oh, I guess I didn't remember.
Well, that's fine.
How did he end up in Wakanda?
Okay, so his initial setup is actually the second Captain America movie, Winter Soldier. And it's unfortunate that you didn't watch that one, because that one's actually really good, and it's basically a 007 movie, but with a dude with a fucking vibranium arm.
You know, I'm pretty sure I did. I think I attempted to watch Winter Soldier, and I think I fell asleep.
That's unfortunate, because that movie's way better than the first Captain America movie. But yeah, so his initial setup is there. Captain America 3 is like basically a continuation of that, really, where they're hunting him down because something weird's going on, and then, you know, the whole reveal of that was the whole plan with Hydra and the U.S. government and all that was to imprison all the superheroes and all that stuff. It's all a very pared down version of the original source material of Civil War, but whatever, because they wanted to get to Thanos. Fuck it. Yeah, I read comics for Civil War. Kat, did you unplug his microphone? Is there a red light by your microphone? I can't. At all.
This time I'm serious. So serious. My love get furious. I need you naked at the drop of a dime. Shawty, don't waste my time.
Goddamn nother. Okay. We seem to be back. Talk for a second?
Hello.
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 Hi, Brandon.
Hello.
The ghost of Brandon is here to greet us. So, what the fuck were we even talking about?
I was disappointed in the Civil War.
Right.
But you were going somewhere else.
Yes. But yeah, the whole Civil War thing. But the one thing I will say about that is, you know, they're wrapping up a 22-movie storyline. I guess they can only cast a net as far as they can for catching people up. Like, if you weren't following to this point, I guess their thought process is, why are you going to see Deathly Hallows Part 1 if you haven't seen Harry Potter 4, 5, and 6?
That's true. I guess I understand.
Really, if I had a criticism...
I think Civil War should have been 2 parts. I think there was a lot of content to cover, and I don't think they did it justice.
Sure, but that movie kind of very thoroughly... sorry. That movie kind of thoroughly showed me that Disney had no interest in having the post-9/11 conversation that Civil War actually was. Yeah. So they wanted to wrap that shit up as fast as they could.
I guess so. I know, yeah. They I wasn't happy with how they, fundamentally changed the storyline.
Well, because the way
movies,
they framed
compared
it,
to the comic
no
books,
one's going to side with Tony. Who the fuck was going to side with Tony in that scenario?
Yeah, I always have to. Yeah, I guess you always have to. I guess you have to, kind of like with Game of Thrones. I didn't even read the books, but I know a lot of people that read the books, and they're at a certain point you have to separate the book world and the show world and realize that it's kind of 2 different experiences, and which I didn't even read the whatever comics, but I knew enough of I'm enough of a nerd to know basic comic book lore.
Well, also, they kind of ate
I
their
was
own
disappointed.
spoilers, considering they made a run of comics immediately after Civil War called The Death of Captain America. So I think they kind of wrote their own spoilers on that.
But, so, I guess,
But yeah.
Can I have to say the flip phone was hilarious.
The flip phone was awesome.
So funny.
The other thing, so my one serious criticism about this is, like, movie Thanos, like, he's been on screen once besides this.
Mm-hmm. He was in the first Guardians, right?
Yeah. And, like, besides that, like, I know who Thanos is. People who occasionally read comics or look at a comic book knows who Thanos is. I don't really feel like movie people really know who Thanos is.
Oh, that's true. Well, I mean, they gave enough backstory, I feel like.
I guess. I don't know. It's a different context because, like,
I mean,
it's
but they always introduced the villain, and they introduced the villain.
Well, yeah, but, like, in every other Marvel movie, they're dealt with in a movie. Like, they don't exist longer than the one movie besides Bucky. Oh, but yeah, the thing I was saying, the end of Captain America: Civil War, Bucky passes out, and Cap and all of them flee to Wakanda, and Bucky is in their hospital or whatever.
Okay.
That's why he's there.
Well, where's Captain America when all the stuff with Black Panther happens, then? Is he just conveniently left?
I want to say Black Panther was actually a prequel to where it currently was.
Okay.
Like, the same reason they're doing a Captain Marvel movie, and that's going to be taking place in the 90s. And they have to come up with a damn good reason that she hasn't shown up until now. It's Carol Danvers is the shit. Mm-hmm. She goes Super Saiyan sometimes. Yeah. And blasts really big beams at people.
I see. You know what? Somebody told me there was a Captain Marvel movie coming out, and it was played by a girl, but I thought Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel are two distinct superheroes.
I believe they were two separate people that I think eventually got merged into one person.
Okay.
I don't think that's how it technically happened, but I think they eventually just consolidated that. I think them being separate people was a 90s thing.
Okay.
The same reason the Captain Marvel of the DC universe is now called Shazam. Because branding.
Yeah. But but for the Wakanda timeline thingy, Wakanda starts right after what's-his-name dies, because he becomes king.
Yeah, that's
so one
true.
of Captain Marvel shouldn't. I just feel like
I guess maybe in my thought
I guess he was obviously somewhere else, but I feel like he should have been there when the whole takeover thingy happened.
They're doing espionage shit. Whatever. It's Africa. There's a lot of stuff they could be doing.
I guess so. I guess so.
But yeah, the movie itself I thought was pretty good. I like that part with Thanos and Red Skull and Gamora at the cliffside. I like that she was the dumb one in that scenario.
Oh yeah, when she was like, "Oh, you lost," I was like, "Do you not see what's going to happen?" I was
like when they get to that planet,
I was like, "We can all see what's going to happen." I could have told you that, like, as soon as they said Soul Gem, I knew what was going to happen. I was like, they're going to have to, they're going to sacrifice somebody to get the Soul Gem.
And he's not going to throw Red Skull off the side of the mountain.
I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't know. When I first heard of the Soul Gem, I wasn't sure it was going to be her. When they got to
was going to die.
Yeah, when they got to the planet, I realized
it's a pretty obvious, like, theme.
Yeah, it was gonna be, especially because he was like, had to give up whatever you love the most, or whatever. Yeah. I was like, come on, you dumb bitch.
I was talking to somebody. I was talking to my brother about this, about how I love almost every plot twist that happens in this movie, or every like frustrating thing that a character does, are all telegraphed in the previous films. Especially the obvious one, the Star-Lord moment, the wonderful moment where he fucks everything up.
Okay, one thing I have to say. Obviously, it would be too easy.
Sure.
But I was just like, the whole time they were trying to pull the glove off his arm, I was like, why doesn't Doctor Strange just like, or somebody just cut the arm off? Why do you have to why can't the hand go with the glove? It was just really frustrating to me. I'm sure it would maybe be too easy and they weren't supposed to win. But I was like, why are you trying to take the glove off? Just cut the hand off and run away.
Because Disney Corporation has a business rule that you don't decapitate things or sever limbs.
Well, that's stupid.
It hurts our stock price.
Well, that's stupid. My phone is blown up.
I mean, yeah. Also, I would say, yeah. I don't really have a lot of a rebuttal other than, I mean, you know.
I'm just saying it would have, but obviously they couldn't have won, so that's really the main reason.
That's the real thing.
I understand.
But, yeah. It was a good movie, though. I like the quota of people that got ashed in terms of, like, people looked at it and they went, so all of their top grossing people got ashed and the people whose contracts are up are still alive.
Yeah. I really liked the, I don't know, the cinematic choice, the framing, I don't know what word I'm looking for, maybe you have the right word.
What part?
I really like how they conveyed the I like how they conveyed that the half the population thing.
Yeah.
When they put they did the frame by frame shot. There was 2 characters in each shot, and one disappeared.
Yeah,
I liked how they
that was a good way to do that.
Concept. That's the word I wanted. I liked how they filmed that concept of half the world population being gone.
Yeah.
By splitting the team up into groups of 2, and then. You know,
that was a good choice.
Phasing one out
because it effectively conveys the message without them just having to put like a giant fucking text bubble somewhere on screen saying "and half the world faded away." Yeah,
I do have to say it's weird how like I felt like it was a little like so everybody like. And basically, he had said multiple times, like, he could snap his fingers and it would be painless. That was his whole big thing, kind of, or something. Yeah. But then, like, Spider-Man's, like, freaking out. And he's like, I'm cold! Well, okay. It hurts! I was like, nobody else even knew what was happening to them. How come Spider-Man, for some reason, realizes he's disappearing?
But this Spider-Man's extra power is to remind you that he is a scared small boy.
Yeah, I know. It was a little ridiculous.
No, that was a strong moment.
Yeah,
because like the Kid Groot moment was clearly for like small kids to like get really emotional about because kids fucking love Groot.
Did Groot disappear? I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, Groot faded away in front of Rocket.
In front of Rocket. Yep.
I like that.
Teenage Groot was hilarious.
Teenage Groot was great.
Was so angry and antsy.
Fucking T'Challa literally explodes off screen when he's trying to help up the warrior lady.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. And just all the Guardians of the Galaxy besides Rocket, and just. Man. And, because I was thinking about this, and I was like, well, anyone who exploded of ash, I'm sure they could bullshit, like, a plot reason for all of those people to come back immediately. Because comic books in general, you know.
Well, I think, maybe you know the storyline, I guess, so you could tell me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
But I was like, the 2 ways I see out of this, the classic comic book options out of this, is always A, time travel.
Yeah.
Go back, stop Thanos from doing it, or whatever, or destroy a gem, or blah, 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 I don't know. Or B, you always do the enemy overload thing, where they get too much power. And I don't know in the comic line which one it actually is, and I guess I don't know also what
you don't
route Disney's going to take. No, I mean, I don't follow the comics, so I don't know how Thanos gets defeated.
Oh. Well, that's already kind of veered off from that anyway, because his whole motivation for doing it is different, because in the comic books, there's an entire extra character that has never been touched in this fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe thing, is Death, the physical embodiment of Death, who is a sexy lady. And Thanos is in love with her, and that's the whole reason he kills half the universe in the first place, is to get in her good graces.
Oh. I thought Death was Thor's sister lady.
No, she's just a strong warrior lady. She's not the actual... Because the actual embodiment of Death is a Celestial, and the MCU is desperately trying to never touch Celestials. They do not want to explain that at all. Or at least not yet.
I thought what's his name was a Celestial.
Yeah, he is.
Otherwise, in Guardians 2.
Yeah, but they don't want to touch that. Well, who knows? They might actually use that to...
Not in Guardians 2, the first guy in Guardians 1.
Like, who knows? No, not
Ego.
that guy. Not that guy.
Ego's not a Celestial?
No, yeah, Guardians 2, yeah, that guy is a Celestial, yes.
No, wait, Thanos or Ego?
Thanos is not, Ego is.
Ego's in 1.
Ego is in 2.
Ego's in 2.
It's that weird, forgettable blue guy that's in the first one that they blow up with the Power Stone.
I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
I don't remember that guy's name. Marvel movies have a problem with forgettable villains. Trying to remember. I like Giant Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that was funny.
Great. I want him to play giants for every role he does from here forward.
Yeah, everybody, the internet, everybody was all like, the giant imp, the giant dwarf, ha ha ha. Yeah, it's great.
You hating on
No, I'm happy. It's whatever.
I
just think it was a little like, I don't know. I think it was one of those things where it was like
casting was announced forever ago, and I thought it was kind of a funny play of everybody looking for the fucking small guy in the movie. Oh, is he gonna be fucking behind a bookshelf and being like, "What do you need here?" You know, that stupid thing.
Yeah. It was whatever. It was good.
I thought it was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. I loved the. I loved the ending.
Yeah, the ending was real good.
Called back to, he was like, I just want to sit and watch the sunset.
Yeah, dude, that was great. I wish he'd opened a Coors or something. Just cracked one open.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I earned this.
Oh man, that would be, oh man, they need some cross promotion. Bud Light needs to get on that. When you've had a hard day at the office, cool, Bud Light's there for you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yeah, that was great. I love that at the end it doesn't say the Avengers will return. It says Thanos will return. I thought that was great. Mm-hmm. Also, when Thor gets that fucking axe, I like how, in my head, I was still waiting for him to just get a hole punched through his body. I was waiting for him to just die, because as far as I understand, his contract is also up. Most of the original Avengers, I think, are. But
yeah, but why wouldn't they sign on again? It's Disney.
Because Robert Downey Jr. is probably not. He's openly said he's tired of the role. He's tired of doing it. And also, he's very old now.
Actors say that, and then they get offered, $7 million for 2 months worth of work, and they're like, eh.
Yeah, but some of them say
and
no.
Royalties forever when Disney puts out their streaming service. It's going to be redonkulous.
Some people like to do other things with their lives once they make a certain amount of money, Brandon.
Yeah, well, but actors have expensive lives. They like to live. Some of them, I guess. Whatever. I guess we'll see. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Yeah.
Well, he won't. You can always recast him.
But for real though, I was waiting for him to just get a hole punched through his body, and I like how that axe blew through the fucking gauntlet blast immediately, and the only reason Thor lost is because he didn't hit his face with the fucking axe.
Oh yeah,
that was great. That was some fucking axe. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there was really anything else.
I do have to say, in the beginning, I was like, what's his nuts? Freaking Rainbow Bridges Hulk.
Yeah.
To the Earth. I'm like, why didn't you Rainbow Bridge Thor?
Because he was probably already dead. Well,
he wasn't dead, obviously.
I don't know.
I guess maybe what's his name maybe thought he was dead.
Also, I like that Thor's lines are no. And no.
I mean, his interaction with the Guardian crew was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was great. I like that Thor kept calling Rocket a rabbit.
Yeah. That was good.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's just about it. I enjoyed this movie. I'm waiting for a whole lot of bullshit to happen with part 2, but they satisfied the part of my brain that was like, I want to see a lot of fucking people die. This was 22 movies in the making. They were clearly planning to do something, and I'm glad they delivered.
Have they really done 22 movies?
It'll be 22 movies by Avengers Part 2 and Ant-Man and Wasp, which is the next one to come out. I've been thinking about that, and that movie literally has to... Because they've said it takes place before the Infinity War, so I'm thinking the twist is probably going to be the thing with Thanos happens halfway or near the end of the movie, where all of a sudden, I don't know, Wasp just bursts into ash or something. Yeah, I think that was just about it. Kate and I saw The Quiet Place, a movie you desperately did not want to see.
No desire.
It was very interesting, though. It's also a very interesting movie-going experience.
Terrifying.
Because it's a movie that actively expects you to stay quiet in a group scenario in an enclosed room. So crowd noise and like human noise in general is magnified immediately because the movie is literally like silent for like 30-minute stretches of the movie, like not even music or anything.
Well, you shouldn't be talking in a movie anyways.
No, you shouldn't. But also we do that anyway.
True. And I guess you have to breathe.
I guess so. But yeah, that like stuff like that actually like spooks the shit out of you. Somebody like shifted in their seat and it like fucking scared the shit out of me. But it was interesting. The movie itself is not wonderful. I fucking hate like half of the casting, specifically all of the shit kids in it. They can all rot in a hole, honestly. But besides that, it's a very interesting premise that also has like a terrible fucking ending. Like, 'cause it's literally a kitschy, like, oh, they figure out how to kill the demon aliens or whatever, and then the lady cocks the shotgun, and then the fucking cuts to black and the credits roll. And then they fucking greenlit a sequel like yesterday. No, it was like a week ago. 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. I hate my life. But it was an interesting execution of a film. I thought it was kind of neat.
It sounded terrifying, but I like the...
It's really not. It's a trashy, shitty horror movie. Oh. It's just more that like the context for it is way more interesting in a scenario where you were an enclosed group of people.
Mm-hmm. It does sound interesting. So angry, so testy.
Well, because like you do that, and I can't even express to you how much more the microphone hears that than you do. Anyway.
Okay, Doug. God, Doug.
I have to keep the gauntlet off Brandon. He'll snap his fingers and make that noise just happen in the podcast for the rest of time. It feels like I watched something else. I'm trying to...
I watched Death of Stalin.
Oh, how was that? Did he die at the end?
He died in the beginning. It was pretty funny. I think if we saw it together.
It's a comedy?
I think really, yeah, it's actually really a comedy.
Okay.
And that's what that's how I kind of thought it was advertised as. It's
somebody like slip on a banana peel at his execution or whatever?
No, but he dies, and then it's all about the scramble for the top communist leaders about who wants to try and take control afterwards.
Oh, okay.
And
are they all like losers?
Steve Belushi plays Nikita Khrushchev.
Oh, who eventually, shit! I meant immediately.
Eventually becomes head of the... Like, eventually becomes head of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, he becomes the head of the Soviet... Yeah.
But,
no, that casting alone, I'm immediately saying yes.
And then the, man, you're gonna remember his name. The guy who plays the dad in Arrested Development is the deputy...
Oh, fuck.
Is deputy director of the Communist Party. He's Stalin's successor. So he takes place afterward. And then there's, like, 2 or 3... semi-famous people that play other different Communist Party officials, and it's all about them all jockeying for power leading up to they go from Stalin's like death, his funeral, and then basically maybe it's only
when somebody takes over or something.
Well, yeah, it only really takes like probably only a week span of time maybe, and then it does the whole little thing at the end about
holy shit,
the history wrap up.
I'm making a face right now, but I am so into the premise of that and the casting of that immediately.
No, it's pretty funny.
Oh, that sounds really good.
I enjoyed watching it. It's pretty funny.
Wow. Oh yeah, Kate and I saw I Feel Pretty on Sunday. That movie hurt me.
Hurt you?
You know the things that I said about that fucking Amy Schumer movie that you fucking made me watch? Snatched, yeah. Mm-hmm. This was worse. This one was an Adam Sandler movie.
Ooh,
imagine an Adam Sandler movie,
rough.
but with just a lady. Also, an asshole lady, one of those asshole ladies that wears a necklace that just says their name at all times of the day and night, regardless of what the fuck they're doing. She had this her character's name is Renee, and the only reason I know that is because she has a necklace on that says Renee, and she was wearing this at all times in the film. I don't think there is a single scene in that movie that she is not wearing that necklace, taking a bath, taking a shit, having sex, eating food, washing her face. There is never a point I don't see that fucking necklace, and it's all I kept focusing on because this movie is so fucking boring and kind of awful that it was the only thing I could focus on to keep my brain functioning was just this stupid necklace that says Renee. So the premise of the film is...
No, I know.
Yeah, you know the premise
I only know because Bill Maher went off on a great rant about...
Oh, so I'm late to the party on this one.
Well, kind of. No, actually, his rant was...
Is it about the actual premise of the film?
Maybe not about... maybe not. It's a whole kind of... For some reason, a bunch of papers like got into a social justice warrior rant over it, and they were like...
What?
They were like, if this movie really wanted to be progressive or whatever, they should have cast a woman of color. Or if this movie wanted to be... whatever, they should, instead of casting a white, able-bodied, pretty white woman, they should have cast a fat, ugly white woman. They were all about, it was just all about that kind of BS about how the premise of the movie should have had a different actor than Amy Schumer because she represents a traditional pretty role, or pretty woman in America, even though she's maybe slightly overweight from the traditional woman, but that was the whole thing, was they felt they should have picked a different actress because it was too cliche to cast a pretty blonde white woman.
So the whole premise of that movie is actually why I was describing it as an Adam Sandler movie, because you know how Adam Sandler movies always feel like they're not talking to you, they're talking about the dumb fucking idiot that has fucking like monster truck tires on their fucking Buick. That fucking stupid asshole that's still wearing sunglasses in a dark room. That fucking stupid guy.
People that drive around with a Confederate flag on their truck?
Yes. It feels like those movies are talking to those people. And the problem is, I don't like talking to those people. I don't talk to those people.
The problem is those people aren't watching those movies.
Yes, they are. But,
they are?
It's just this... Well, for people that don't know what the fucking premise is, it's literally just... Amy Schumer's character, Renee, does not feel adequate or satisfied with her physical appearance. One day at spin class, even though they fucking call it soul cycling.
It's a brand of... It's a gym
Wait, is that an actual brand?
No, totally. It's a gym thing.
Oh, why didn't they just fucking call it spin class? That's what it fucking is.
Because the brand is Soul Cycle.
That's dumb. It's fucking spin class.
Well, I
don't know
but
a single
that's
person that calls it by its brand.
Well, because it's like... I don't know, it's like
I'm gonna
hot,
put on my Nikes.
It's like hot yoga, or
I guess.
I know it's a thing.
Well,
I just know
Zumba
it's a thing.
Zumba is named in the movie too, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that.
It's a thing.
Okay.
Classy
I didn't know that was
Soul Cycle.
I didn't know that was a
brand.
It's
an upscale brand.
But anyway, so she hits her head, and all of a sudden she is having disillusions that she is all of a sudden like this just gorgeous, amazing person. And the rest of the film is her doing that and being a person, and then all of a sudden she stops being a person and starts like being full of herself, and that what ruins her friendships with her friends, ruins her relationship, ruins her work life.
So is it a weird shallow hell thing? Is she not actually pretty? Is it because of this head injury? Or
it's because of this head injury, but also my first response to this entire film is, what is wrong with women feeling good about themselves, period, when they're like... I don't know, like, the movie almost doesn't have a meaning, because she has friends, and they are not what you would probably define as, like, traditionally pretty or whatever, but they are perfectly confident with themselves, and they're doing okay, and even by the end of the film, they have a couple of boyfriends, and they're doing good. I don't know, man. Like, it's a message. It's a movie that wants to say you should feel pretty about yourself, but I don't know who it's fucking saying that to. I don't know who they're talking to. I don't know, man.
I'm not a huge Amy Schumer fan, so I had no desire to see
Well,
it.
that's why this is frustrating for me.
And I'm
because
not a
there was-
woman, so
because
I
there
also
was
had no
a
desire to
point
see it.
that I saw something contemporary and like actually kind of smart there, and it was right around the time Trainwreck came out. Was where that kind of faded away afterwards, because like Trainwreck is a kind of great movie.
A bunch of people said Trainwreck is good.
It's a very good movie. It's a fun nuance on like the traditional shitty romantic comedy structure. That
Man,
is
I really
actually-
wanted you to say rom-com. I was like, come on, Doug, say
Rom-com.
rom-com. You didn't say
Rom-com.
rom-com, but that's
In the
okay.
heat of the moment, I didn't say rom-com. But yeah, and like a lot of her stand-up before that was like really kind of fun because it was a lot of like plays on the idea of, because like at the time she came out and was like doing and like really making moves in like stand-up space,
Making moves.
a lot of other female comedians really just kind of felt like, hee, I have a vagina, whereas hers felt a bit more real and a bit more raw, in which her response was, one time I let a taxi cab driver finger me because I didn't have the cab fare. You know, it's just, I don't know, it felt a bit more honest, which I appreciated. And like,
I think plus, like, I've only seen a little bit. I think I like that her whole, at least when I watched it, I think her whole stand-up routine wasn't, it's hard being a woman. Like, that wasn't her only angle.
yeah,
Her angle was, life is hard.
life is hard.
And I experience differently because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
But, like, life isn't only hard as a woman.
Yeah,
It was,
exactly. Actually, you encompass
Thank
that
you. I try,
in a way
I
that
try.
I could not.
Try.
Hey. Woo!
But,
Anyway, yeah, and it's just post Trainwreck success has done horrible things to Amy Schumer and my opinion of Amy Schumer. I don't like hating Amy Schumer now, but like all her stand-up is her talking about celebrities she hangs out with.
oh, yeah.
That's all it fucking
I
is.
saw
now.
her, I think that, her last one
I
she
just
had
see
on
it and I'm
Netflix.
just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
This isn't a story. This isn't a laugh. This isn't anything. She's just talking. Get a podcast. If you just want to talk and not have people interrupt you, just get a podcast. It's not hard.
It'd be easier and funnier if she just put a slideshow up with Instagram pictures of her with her celebrity friends.
I would be into that.
It'd probably be more interesting
Hey, Amy Schumer, free ideas.
than her stand-up.
Here you go. Just credit Brandon Dyer. Just put at FUS podcast in the corner.
There we go. Okay, now that we're done with Amy Schumer, can we get to Movie Pass? Because I'm itching to get to Movie Pass.
Yeah, we'll get to Movie Pass. Let's do it.
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Me neither.
Good.
Although I'll tell you what I can do. I can see more than 4 movies a month now.
Woohoo! Well, we weren't gonna. We were still grandfathered in at the old one, so we weren't gonna ever have that issue. Except that made me not want to cancel. I was like freaking out about. Well, let me give some context to those who only follow the Movie Pass
So
news through our podcast.
Movie Pass Mageddon happened recently, and Brandon's going to recount the entire incident tweet by tweet.
Well, I don't know, tweet by tweet. What was I gonna say? Oh, so Movie Pass realized that, hey, man, it is really hard to try and run a business when you charge your customers $10 a month, but it costs you $20 a month to service that customer. So maybe that's not a great business model. And then once they figured that out, and they also, so they had an experiment. I feel like when they look at their product line and they're like, let's figure out what price we should set for a new plan.
Yeah.
And the very scientific reason, the way I legitimately believe this is how Movie Pass executives figure out their pricing structure, is they take an intern, put a blindfold on him, spin him around a bat, hand him a dart, and throw it, and see where it lands on their pricing bullseye. Because otherwise there's they have no concrete evidence, or I don't see
a South Park thing where they cut the head off the chicken and they
Yeah.
play the little kazoo music.
Yeah. any decision making process. So they went through. So they have the $10 a month plan. Then they had, I don't know if they still have it. They probably do. They have a promotion with Costco. You can get your first year for $80 up front.
Yep.
And then they decided the $10 plan was going to be only 4 movies a month for people who didn't already have plans. And then they reneged on that, and now they're back to where they are of the unlimited plan. And apparently they also had I was reading an article, they had like a $50 a month plan at one point or something. They had a $30 a month plan. Apparently, but they've been around since, apparently they were been around since 2012.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Did not realize that, but it's been the last 2015 or 2016, 2017. They exploded and went from something like 200,000 subscribers to 2 million. I don't know. It was just a huge explosion. That's now why
word of mouth alone was going to catch to the general public.
Yeah, and that's now why everybody has heard about them. But their parent company took a huge stock dive. And I actually took
CEOs are committing suicide as we speak.
I actually took advantage of it and bought stock really cheap. So I am now a MoviePass stock shareholder.
Oh snap! Is it like the Disney stock where you own a percent of a stock?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I own 10 shares.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I mean, it's nothing compared to the millions. Man, I swear. I just saved a great article.
The one called Dog Co. But yeah, boy, that shit was...
Yeah, give me your thoughts while I find that. I need to find
and I don't think they've reneged on this other part of you can only see a movie once. You can't.
Oh yeah, and they kept that was kind of it shows up in the app now. It's you've already seen this movie. And I'm
already seen this.
Why the fuck do you care if I see a movie more than once?
Kate had to pay for a movie ticket for the first time in a year, and she was so upset.
Oh yeah, I had to pay because I lost the card because I lost my whole wallet, and then I had to get a new MoviePass card. And the physical card came, but it wasn't updated in the app. The number hadn't changed. Oh, so it took a minute to do that.
Oh, but don't worry, Brandon. A new place that does e-ticketing has just opened in what the fuck was it, Jackson or Grand Rapids? Either way, a long fucking way away from us.
Yeah, they're all in Hastings and Battle Creek and
yeah.
I don't know if there's any in Grand Rapids.
An hour and a half drive is not really worth going just to see a movie.
No, I really would like the e-ticketing option. I wish they would get more partnerships, but I think it's going to be...
I think Celebration's just holding back or something, because they do digital ticketing, but it's through Fandango, so maybe it's an exclusivity thing.
It probably is. Or they just...
Or maybe there's an extra processing fee.
They're going to have to... MoviePass wants to share money with the movie theaters, so they have to have they have to have a better sell to the theaters. There has to be more of an upside, I think. They have to make the theaters see more of an upside, which I wish I could get to that freaking article I saved. It makes me so mad.
Well, while he's
I can get to the gist. I mean, I guess I know the gist of it.
Hold
on, no. Don't stop my train.
No.
This train is
not stopping.
Is on the rails. No. So basically, though, the cool part is, I think it may only be internal data, so it could kind of be questionable. I don't remember if it was third-party data or internal data. But the article I read was MoviePass is changing people's movie-going experiences. It was from Vox.com. I remember.
Bam.
Bet I could find it. But it was the average MoviePass goer, basically the movie ticket, not having to pay for that, removed a huge barrier to seeing movies.
Yeah, I'd actually be interested to see the statistics of movie attendance and see if
well, it was at least for MoviePass users, they saw an average of 6 movies a month.
Yeah, because why?
Which I have to be that's crazy. I can't even. I try to see a movie.
That has to be college people.
I try to see a movie a week and I can't even do it. They on average, I think, they see a movie. It was something consecutively, so they're seeing they see a movie 2 months on average, in a row.
Yeah,
and then maybe they have a break and then see another 2 months. There was some really interesting statistics about it changing the habit and about how about how that can maybe be a way that MoviePass can try and get some. Basically, they have to get a share of the ticket price or something. Was kind of this article was talking about, because they're just not. They have to find a way to actually make money on it. And I guess I thought the selling the data sounds smart, because that's what everybody's doing. But I guess there's not a large marketplace for moving GUI data.
Or maybe it's also that the data they're pulling is stuff that they were already pulling in anyway. Like maybe it's just not new data.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's kind of weird. While Brandon continues to look this up, we're going to have a returning segment called Doug Says Something That May or May Not Be Real on the Internet. There is a Pornhub channel called Topless Girls. And,
what channel?
Topless Girls. So
did you say it was a Grubhub?
No, it is a Pornhub.
Oh, Pornhub. Okay, that made more sense.
Where the title might be self-explanatory, but what they are doing is not. Where basically a lot of the channel is them reading excerpts from things like the art of the deal and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and also playing video games like Life is Strange and Tetris, and it's just this really fascinating thing, and I just want to give it a little spotlight because I think it's fascinating and I want it to continue, and getting it attention is the way that happens. It's very interesting, actually.
Okay, so I did find the article. Vox.com, which, by the way, I love Vox.com. So the early May, so probably I think just last week, the CEO made a statement claiming, "We never planned to abandon the flagship unlimited product that everybody loves." They said it was a short-term promotional...
Just hoped everyone would forget.
...promotional tool. But I don't understand when, since scaling back your service so it's shittier is a promotional tool, and if it is... Did he learn that in the MBA school of how to run a company into the ground?
We were just hoping that everybody would be okay with it turning to $25 a month. You know, we thought everybody would be cool with that.
Yeah. So my one thing is, I think the next, the article is kind of why MoviePass is the future, even if the company doesn't survive. It's kind of the they could end up being the MySpace of this.
Yeah,
movie subscription.
They're the sacrificial lamb that opens.
Which apparently, though, has also been the big thing. Also for them is a new competitor. Have you heard of Cinema or Cinema?
Yeah,
it's like SI whatever. Apparently, they've been.
Are they even available here?
They're going to move in here. That's kind of the big thing. They're coming in with a $5 month. They're like 3 different plan options. It's like a 1 movie a month plan, or like 2 movies a month, and then like a family plan. If it's like 5, 10, and 15, I don't know. But so they're coming into America. But apparently in Europe, movie subscriptions services have been a thing.
Well, if there's one thing that MoviePass thoroughly accomplished, even if they go away, is they very clearly showed the investors, if nothing else, that people are interested in a product like this.
Yeah, people want to watch movies. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It says MoviePass works for one big reason. Movie tickets are too expensive.
Do you think?
And so, now let me get down to the... And it said that...
I'll save it.
And kind of like we did. We still do it with MoviePass, but I definitely do it more. The movies are now an event for people. Like, you go out to dinner, you go with 4 or 5 friends, and so it becomes a whole thing that's... Yeah. It's harder to schedule 5 people getting together to see a movie. Especially you have to pick one you all like. And even there's just when you, me, and Kate see a movie, sometimes it's hard to pick one we all like. And if I actually had to pay for it, I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't let Kate drag me.
We would not have gone to half of those.
Yeah, I would have gone to half of those shitty movies Kate takes us to. No offense, Kate. Our movie tastes just don't line up. Okay. And actually, Cinemax or Cinemark movie theaters, I think you told me, and it says they started their own. I don't see why the movie theaters themselves just don't move into this space.
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be way
I don't
smarter
see how they're de-incentivized from doing so.
Yeah, because if, the people you're getting aren't going to, weren't going to your movie theater probably anyways.
Yeah.
And
so why not at least get some
this
money
is...
out of them?
like, I mean, I guess I am getting something out of it, but like realistically, I'm spending way more money on going to the movies than I was before. Like this service the service is directly saving me money. Like if I was, it's only saving me money in the concept that if I paid for all the movies that I saw, I would be spending way more than the 100
concessions 90% of the time.
But I'd be spending way more than the $120 a year that I'm spending now.
Yes.
But before I had Movie Pass, I was spending nowhere near $120 a month on movies because I went maybe 4 times a year.
Yeah.
So I am spending more money on movies.
And we're seeing more movies.
And I'm seeing more movies. But
so the one thing I want to ask is,
to be clear, it doesn't save people money, I don't think. But people are getting more value, which is kind of its whole shtick.
Or it makes people more interested in going than they would be otherwise. It makes it a more inviting proposition because, like, remember a couple of years ago where everybody was talking about, like, do movie theaters really need to keep existing? You know what I mean? Where, like, they were having massive cutbacks and they were like, Celebration was like, we're going to put in this new fancy seating. Everybody's going to have recliners. It's going to be great.
I do love those seats.
Those are great. But, like, I don't feel like before Movie Pass, I was going to Celebration more often. It was still expensive. You know what I mean? Like, so the one thing I want to ask is, do you think this model will be what takes off, or do you think would movie... Fuck.
This is my phone.
Oh, you scared the shit out of me.
Sorry,
somebody loud is your... Okay.
Somebody called.
Oh, okay. Or do you think movie companies would have more to gain by starting a streaming app and literally going in that direction instead and literally just bringing it to the home? Maybe not a subscription model in that case, but like a thing where you could actually see premiere movies in your own house.
No, I think there's enough market space, there's enough customers you can have both.
Yeah.
Because like I go to the movies because I get to see a movie earlier.
Sure.
And you get the big screen, you get the popcorn, you get the soda.
Sure.
Like it's an event.
Sure.
And I think there's always going to be people that want to do that. And also, it's kind of like there's obviously, and like, it's really cool to see Star Wars and Avenger movies with like big, special effects budgets. It's cool to see that on a big screen.
It is.
And like, so I'm willing to pay the $10 a month, or I'm willing to go to the movies to see those.
Yeah, I could see that. Seeing a new Disney movie on a big screen is really awesome because I love how they just keep working on that rendering engine and then they stop and make a movie and then they go back to working on that engine.
Plus also like really before we started doing the podcast though, like I kind of think though like streaming is not a communal activity really,
which is weird because I've talked to somebody about that and it feels like
unless you have a significant other like you and me, if we didn't have the podcast, like you and me before didn't really sit down and watch movies together, and like I didn't really do it with any of my friends. I went to see a movie with friends, but I wouldn't like come over to your house and be like, let's watch a movie, Doug. But we only do it now because we have the podcast, really.
Word.
But like, so I think streaming which is kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird.
I mean, I don't know. Do you ever think Netflix would do like a NextCon, like a Netflix con?
I don't know. That would be kind of cool.
Because
next big idea, Doug. You and me. Let's do a streaming con. We need to hop on it early.
We're striking this part from the podcast.
Yeah,
we're working on an upcoming project.
Can't let anybody know. That's a great idea. We should do that. Well, that's basically a film festival.
I mean, basically, but it would specifically be around Netflix and being like, "Hey, Netflix, wink, wink." Hey, yo, Netflix, and they could stream it as like a live thing that you could watch on Netflix.
Oh my gosh! I just gotta. That's funny. I just got a great meme.
Okay. Is it that boy?
No, but you've seen Game of Thrones. Or you've seen, right, you're Game of Thrones. Caught up Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. It's a picture of a snowblower. It says, I blow snow, and then it's a picture of that one wildling who's Jon Snow's girlfriend. It says, Me Too. I don't know if that's a Me Too reference, so if it's like a double hilarious joke there, or if it's just...
I don't know.
'Cause
I
it's
don't think so.
I don't know. Okay, so do you want the actual stats? You want some drop
I
some
want some
knowledge on
stats.
you?
I want some numbers.
So, actually, this was done by. So actually, it was a third party. It was the Hollywood Reporter did a survey, so it wasn't MoviePass itself.
Okay.
So I think that does give it a little more credibility. So 42% of MoviePass subscribers found on average MoviePass users watched 6 more movies in the past month than non-subscribers.
Damn.
Subscribers were twice as likely to attend a movie on an opening weekend as non-subscribers.
Damn.
A metric that movie studios love. Actually, I think the big play, another threat to MoviePass, or I think another looming cloud in the distance, is why doesn't just like, especially they have much deeper pockets, why doesn't Disney, Paramount, whoever, why don't they just come up with a directly movie theater subscription service?
Well, because Disney is busy working on their own streaming app, that's probably going to be
Well,
terrible.
no, but if they want more people to see their movies, especially for Disney, because their whole play is like they don't really make movies on money on movies. They kind of do.
They're more of a promotional tool.
It's a
right?
giant commercial for merchandising.
Yeah.
So you want to get those people in the
Buy
movies
those fucking toys
to buy
kids.
the shit. So why don't you pay for them to go to the movies?
Come to Disney World so you can pay $200 to take a picture
yeah.
with your favorite one.
42% of subscribers were parents.
Okay.
Okay, so 85% of subscribers saw more movies than before they were subscribers.
I mean, I would love to talk to that other 15%.
49% saw more movies than they would normally watch.
Okay.
49% said they were more willing to attend movies alone.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird question, I think, maybe.
Kind of.
I guess I have seen more movies alone then. We're going to more movies in the middle of the week.
Sure.
Actually, I really love going to, I went to, 11 o'clock Monday movie.
Isn't that awesome?
Me and 3 people in the theater.
I desperately fucking
you know what?
wish
I'll
that...
wait for another podcast. I did see Super Troopers 2.
Oh, okay.
Which was hilarious. But I have to leave eventually. Would see a movie with a low... 35% said they were willing to see a movie with a low score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I like that question.
More than half the respondents named specific movies they saw because they had MoviePass. The most popular movies MoviePass goers saw were Bad Moms Christmas, Daddy's Home 2, Phantom Thread, All the Money in the World, Molly's Game, and Hostels.
Yep, those are all movies that you would be more likely to see if you didn't have to pay for
A
them.
senior citizen living in Brooklyn said he uses his MoviePass once a week. And this is where I think it gets down to it. I'm more likely to try something that seems less of a sure thing or has mixed reviews.
Yeah. If anything, like those types of movies are definitely movies that have lower budgets. I could actually see, especially for like their marketing department, I could see directly benefiting from a service like this. You know what I mean? Brandon?
Yep. What? Sorry. I zoned out.
I was saying movies, shitty movies, and movies that have lower, like, budgets for marketing, I could see directly benefiting from a service like this.
Yeah. Because, like it says, you take more of a...
People are less scared to take a hit on a bad movie. All you lose is your time, which
this is kind of a
admittedly
weird,
precious. But
this is kind of a weird set. It says 38% of MoviePass subscribers are more likely to decide on a movie... or basically, they pick the movie when they walk into their theater. They don't
they put no thought into why they're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm like, you have to pick movie times and shit.
I mean, I guess there are bigger theaters where all of a sudden you really don't have to think about it that much. Like NCG, you really don't have to think that.
Plus,
hard
I guess a
about
lot of them you can go there, pick a movie, and be like, oh, it's in an hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab food or
check
out
I'm just gonna
the store across the block.
Play these fucking shitty arcade games on the second floor.
No, why would you just play games on your phone, Doug?
No, I want to play air hockey. I want to.
Except for another totally thing I forgot about the whole debacle, which they haven't done it with us yet. I get
What?
so I don't know. The Have you heard about the
the fucking
snapping,
texting your fucking
taking
picture
the
of
picture stubs or something?
Christ.
So
I rolled my eyes, and you can't check into another movie until you send that.
Yeah, so I mean, we haven't had that. I haven't had to do that. So
no, not
yet.
yet.
I don't know if it's like geographic markets or certain users or how they're like.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, and that's dumb.
How? So.
And I was just like, so do you have to do that if you fucking are e-ticketing? Like, do you have to fucking forward them the email of the bill? Like, I don't get people. I don't get it. I don't know. So, Brandon, we've been talking. You and I have been talking. We've been talking for a minute here. You know what we have not talked about?
And they also restricted the MoviePass account to one mobile device. So it's restricting users to share.
So your scam can't happen anymore.
Well, I don't know if it's happened to ours or not. I guess I haven't tried it since. I only did it once.
And then you lost my card.
It's really so inconvenient. I didn't lose it. I found it.
Losing it and then finding it does not negate the fact that you lost it.
Yeah, but you didn't even order a new one, right? I got it back to you before you ordered a new one. So
I was giving you till the end of the week, and you found it the following day.
So shut the fuck up.
That's not... If you ever ask to do that again, I will tell you no.
I know, I'm not going to ask you to do it
fine.
again.
I'm just saying the damage has happened.
Doo-doo head.
You snapped your fingers, and my trust evaporated into
It was an accident. It was right there on the kitchen floor. I don't know how I missed it.
Samuel L. Jackson died at the end of
Spoiler alert, Doug.
They also drove up in that fucking car that had the ad before the fucking movie happened. The Infinity whatever.
Can I just say I totally forgot that...
oh, you forgot about what's her name?
Robin from How I Met Your Mother is in Avengers.
Because you haven't watched Avengers 1 in, like, what, a decade?
Yeah, and they haven't had, like, what's their nuts? They haven't had
Nope.
Who are they? The Shield? Wait, Shield? Yeah. The Shield. They haven't had Shield. Well, they had because Shield's on TV, so
yeah,
they have this whole
doing dumb shit.
Speaking of Marvel, I just started watching Runaway on I think your wife's suggestion. Are you right? You both watch it or she watches it?
I think she watches it.
One of you told me to watch it, so I'm watching it.
I think that was her. I don't remember. I'm not watching it.
Okay.
Is that your series? Is that your series spotlight?
No.
You know what, Brandon? No. That you are. If I wish I could put you in a one-man show where your job is to just do deadpan, because I would be the only person in the audience, but I would be loving it. So.
I told my coworkers, I was like, I should be a stand-up comedian. I think I'm funny, and I have funny life experiences.
I think you can do it.
That I don't know.
Joe Rogan can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be big. Maybe I should just do it as a. Is there a stand-up comedian who do podcasts? I should do a podcast. I'm fine talking to a mic. I might have some form of stage fright. I have talked to rooms.
I mean, is that a joke because Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah, he does do that. I totally forgot. Yeah, but he was like whatever before he did the podcast. Sure, yeah. So he has dumb name recognition.
So, that would be interesting going from one to the other, like starting in podcasts and going into stand-up
comedians start. I'm like do a comedic routines on podcasts. Like people used to. What's their names used to sell like records and discs of their stand-up things before we had TVs.
That's true.
No, but my series spotlight is I just added Showtime to my DirecTV subscription for Billions.
Oh yeah.
With Paul Giamatti.
Neat.
And some other guy about hedge fund. Paul Giamatti.
His name is Clayne Simmons. Thank you.
You don't know who I'm talking about.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Paul Giamatti plays the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, which
that's a shit job. But
Wall Street's jurisdiction.
That's a shit job.
And so and the other guy, the main antagonist of the movie, is a hedge fund billionaire.
Okay.
And it's about the which it can be kind of hard to follow even for like a person with a finance degree.
Oh, is it kind of a it's just a lot of like minutia?
It's a drama. There's a lot of drama, but they do deal with like financial terms and shorting stocks and
so they're in the shit.
Some of these other things that I really don't even know.
Like they're using like industry grade terms.
Yeah,
there's not
jargons that I don't even know.
If you turn on closed captions, do they add like an asterisk under their mouth that like, says what the?
Yeah, like, the I'm going to take my positions, short this, and
oh fuck.
My quarter's down 2.3%, and
nothing like feeling you need an atlas next to you at all times.
It was like my cost of capital and my date. I don't know if I can know, but there's some cool drama parts.
So you're enjoying it otherwise,
but yes,
besides feeling like everyone's speaking a different language.
Yes.
So mine, and I remember talking to Drunk You about this. Mine's going to be Agretsuko.
I don't remember this.
The fucking heavy metal office Red Panda Hello Kitty character.
Okay, see, yeah, they're not bad. I just watched it. I watched some more of that the other day. I guess I don't actually know how to pronounce it. So
Agretsuko.
Okay. If you would have said little...
aggressive.
If you would have said little raccoon, Japanese office raccoon, I would have had it.
That loves heavy metal.
Yeah.
She's great. Mm-hmm. That show's great.
I just watched the Wedding Gift episode.
Yeah! Oh, God.
It's so... Like, the way Asian currency is measured is just so different than ours.
It's actually less complicated. Well, okay, so the exact exchange rate's kind of weird, but, like, basically you take, like, whatever the thing is and you move it over 2 decimal points to the left, and that's its equivalency. So 1,000 yen is technically $10.
Okay. So when she gave him 30,000 yen, it was only $30?
Yeah. Well, wait,
or
$30,000
to mean it's $300
would be like $380. So that's a lot of money, but you know.
Well, yeah, because like they were like I was reading reports or something about how like Samsung had done like $1 trillion or had done sales of 1 trillion yen or something. I'm like, what? I'm like, nobody has sales of $1 trillion, but
well, 1 trillion yen, yeah.
1 trillion yen, yeah. No, but Apple's going to be the first. Apple's about to be the first $1 trillion market. First company with $1 trillion market capitalization.
Which means nothing if the market goes away.
But the market's not going to go away.
But what if it did?
Then our entire society would collapse.
I don't know about the entire society.
If the stock market goes away, your big companies, like, it would just be a dramatic. It would not be. The modern society would fall apart and we'd turn into like Mad Max.
What? Really? You're one of those Ayn Rand people?
I'm just saying, like, you used to be employed
Apple goes away and we're going to start eating each other?
You used to be employed by, like, a McDonald's.
So?
The company structures is like the linchpin of our
just
economy.
Because the big ones go away,
Property
what
rights.
on earth just stops other people from rising to that occasion and taking over that spot? That turf would still be there.
But if you have no structure...
that doesn't take away business opportunity.
No way to... But you're saying the market's gone forever? There'd be no stock market.
I'm saying
no easy way to raise
weird
capital.
Terrorist attack happens. The stock market just... everything gets wiped. All that just goes
if you
away.
blow up the exchange, it doesn't get rid of the companies.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't get rid of their stocks.
Dude, just the way you were saying it, I was just like, what are you fucking talking about? Apple imploding would not make people turn to cannibalism and burning plants.
Yeah, I don't know about that. People love their iPhones. Just say bitches love their iPhones.
He says as a non-Apple user.
Yeah, fuck Apple.
Word.
You're not an Apple user.
Nope.
Your wife is. She's a traitor to the race.
She desperately does not want to have to think when it comes to it. She gets mad enough if the iPhone takes like 3 seconds to load a thing.
But see, I don't know. Maybe because I've never been an Apple user and it would be hard to switch. When I see people use their things, it's not as intuitive as I think everybody tries to make it out to be. That it's supposed to be this seamless experience. We can't get off on this Android Apple tangent. I have to get going. We need to end the podcast.
That is a thing for a different time. Anyway, yeah. So Billions and Agretsuko. And if anybody thinks we're cool, there's a Patreon. Patreon.com/floatingupstream. I think we're worth $1.
Do we have any users?
Not currently.
Shocker.
Well, we don't have any premium content for people to invest money into.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm trying to
barely
work on
have
that.
regular content.
I've got another one of Brandon's sick burns. Only here at Floating Upstream. Brandon's sick burn of the week.
If they want to update, I just checked. I have 2,240 Celebration Cinema points.
Bam!
And my target is 7,500 to become an elite member.
He's chronicling his trip all the way up to platinum status. I forget
It's
what the
called
top
elite.
of it is.
It's called celebrity status.
Celebrity status. The day you get that, you need to get like some fucking Kanye glasses. And
I'm going out
fur coat.
I'm going out to Red Lobster and popping champagne because I'm going to be a celebrity.
Get a gold chain and if you get a little like certificate or a card or something, and just put it around.
Well,
your
they have that rewards card. I should be like, excuse me, I'm a celebrity.
Dip the whole thing in chrome,
Oh,
even if it doesn't read anymore.
Well, that'd be great.
But yeah.
Hilarious.
And if you want to send us in any questions or anything, floatingupquestions@gmail.com. What's that again, Brandon?
Floatingupquestions@gmail.com. Don't we have a Twitter? Can't they tweet us?
Fantastic. We have a Twitter and a Facebook. Facebook.com/floatingupstream and Twitter.com/FUS podcast.
FUS. That's so funny. Is anybody following our Twitter?
US. No.
No. Over and out.
Love you too, Brandon.